All right, all right, all right. Hopefully, guys, you can all hear me. I'm going to put the docs up here, get all the chat going on, and hopefully, you guys are here. We are on for our live stream. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Okay, there you are. I can see. Hey, guys. So we made it 50,000 subscribers, and what a day to do this live stream. Guys, we were out there talking about how all this fear that was going through the market was absolutely ridiculous. Well, guess where we are right now, guys? We are back over that $2 for XRP. In fact, the last time I looked, I think we were at what, $2.03. Let me just check it out here and see where we're at right now. Now, can everybody hear me all right? Let me know if you can hear me here. And let's just check some prices. I'm just going to refresh my phone over here. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Holy moly. XRP's at 205, Cardano 63 cents. Look at HBAR up 14.5% at 17.28. Of course, Bitcoin 81. Guys, I told you, do not let yourself get played by this fear. And that is exactly what it was. See just how fast that whole situation turned around. That is exactly what we said. We've been saying that over the last few days. Do not react to fear. Now, for those of you that were actually able to get out there and accumulate your positions, I'll tell you what, those are the times Judy and I did it, guys. We did it during the dips that we got our accumulation goals. And we did it over such a time that by the time the space literally took off, it became life changing. I've shared that so many times. I'll tell you what, it is amazing, guys. And the thing is this, if you're sitting there on the sidelines, thinking, oh my goodness, what should I do? What should I do? And all that kind of stuff and that type of thing. Well, guys, now you know how it feels. You're sitting there. The next time it happens, should it happen, you might be thinking, hey, look, this might be a good time for me to add to reach my accumulation goals, right? Because that is exactly how you want to play it. Because I'll tell you guys, the same way folks reacted with the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that was all coming down with all this market terror and all that kind of stuff is the same way they react when it's FOMO. They literally go crazy. The same people that wouldn't buy at $1.60 when it hit that are the same people that will dive head first in when it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10. Watch and see, because that's how they play it, guys. That is this. You got to understand the psychology of this market, or you are not gonna make it. You are not gonna make it. I'll tell you that right now. It is truly phenomenal what we've seen. Now, guys, I just wanted to, let's catch some names here because this is a celebration for us. We did this 50,000. In fact, today we got 50,700. Guys, we did that together. This was not something that Judy and I could have just pulled out of our hat. No way, no how. Without this community, without this Digital Outlook family, we would have never made it. So we got 1970 Hoddle in the house, Ants in the house. Hey, love you too, man. Just congratulations to everybody. The Lopez family, yep, back at the 90-day pause. 90-day pause, guys. Think about that. That gives us 3 months to really see some explosive growth in this space, that's for sure. Eric, Alejandro, we got Velez Frenchies, Digital Corals, Tony Sutherland from Scotland. Hey, I'm a Scot. Although my last name is as English as it gets, I was adopted and I am Scottish, actually, interestingly enough. And the Guiding Sniper, Kara Nuding. Yeah, you made it. You made it for sure. We all made it. I'll tell you what. Ryan McDonald. Now, interestingly enough, my Scottish heritage is MacDonald, which McDonald would certainly be a part of that same clan. It's all in that area there. While I try to be as genuine as I can, I'll tell you that. Judy and I are about transparent as possible. Okay, and we got Ing Ching, all full throttle at cryptocurrency, terrace pause for 90 days. Yep. Rachel King's in the house. And you know what, Rachel? A lot of people have sent me some emails. The problem is the last literally few days and weeks, Judy and I have been going through a lot of stuff here. I have not been able to get to all those emails, but I am going to get to them. Hopefully, it's going to be either tonight or tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. But I will get them, and I really appreciate your guys' grace and patience with that, because you know what? It's a lot to manage: life, kids, grandkids, and then, of course, doing all that we do. We got Michael Darmanian. Yep, it's time to rise. Fire Marshal Bill, man, hands five high. I agree. Jason, now, Jason, I'm going to try here. Deb Benedetto. I'm sorry if I butcher. I love to try. But Di Benedetto. I'm going to see if maybe that's right. I hope so, man. But I really appreciate that you're here. That is for sure. Nick Hill, congratulations to all of us, Nick. Appreciate that. 606. I did not sell one single XRP coin. Guys, that is the way to play it. Know what you hold and why you're holding it. Let's be honest. Did we all get into this space to dump it just at, under $2-3? I mean, it's not even at its previous all-time high. So for me, I'm not even worried about the small little day-to-day price action, because that's nowhere near the exits that I would want to take for sure if I was. Glenn D. Pon Chantao, yes. Will Eski, Trump and the art of the deal doing what it does best. Yeah, interestingly enough. Puma 98 in San Antonio. Wow, okay. Well, we're in McKinney, Texas up here. Derek, what did he say? I don't know what he said. I haven't actually heard it. All I know is there's a 90-day pause, if that's what you're asking there. Christopher Jason McDonald, love you and your missus. You are a team of love. Wow, I really value that a lot. Judy and I, we do love this community. In fact, we pray over this community. We pray God's favor over this community and also his peace. I'll tell you that when you're dealing with this stuff. JJ Boogie, congrats, David and Judy. Digital Corals, yep. Ian Warren, loud and clear. Oh, okay. Talking about the audio. Okay, good. Thanks, guys. A&O. Okay. Wesley Jennings, XRP Army till it's over. Well, yeah, it ain't over. It ain't even close to over. That's for sure. All right. Let me see. Lon Smith, I can't believe people fall for the games. Yes, that's right, Lon. And they do almost every single time. Almost every single time they pull it off. Dean, Chocolate Tobler, David, my friend, congratulations. Thanks so much, man. I'm going to tell you guys something. Dean and I go way back. In fact, we were together in a Discord when we rode this thing all the way up last time. We all saw it. And many of us, guys, it became a big, massive change in our life. And by the way, Chocolate Tobler, I think, was my first, if not my first, second, or third subscriber to the channel altogether. And I feel remorse because, I know that we haven't connected the way that I want to, but every time I see you, man, my heart actually does get glad. Now, I missed you because I was wanting to go down to Rob 007's thing there in Venice, Florida, but we missed that because Judy and I had a family wedding. But if you're going to be there in XRP Vegas, man, you and I, we are going to connect for sure. And your lovely wife too. Mark Huseman, Ryan McDonald, yeah, just bought. Wow, you did great, Ryan. As far as I'm concerned, look, you bought at $1.70. We're sitting here at $2.05, and more than likely, we're going to see some stuff happen really quicker. All apps down, Trade Republic did. I don't know what Machiavelli 84 is saying there, but Freddie J. Labrador Ramirez, I need 300 XRP. Well, hey, man, we all need a little more XRP. That is for sure. And let's see here. I don't want to. Hey, yeah. So you're gonna be there. We're gonna be there, and we're gonna be hooking up together. Hippie 17. Those who have never sold, congratulations. Myron Johnson, congratulations from Myron and Colette in Fort Worth, Texas. Watch you every day. Hope to meet you real soon. Love Fort Worth. Every time someone comes to visit us, we go to the stockyards. It's an amazing place. Really do love it. Daniel E. Tibet too. Hello, David. Hey, Daniel. Glad you're in the house. Glad you're in the house. Anthony Bolton. I'm guessing after the 90-day pause when the Bears take over. So let's hope it's all start of the biggest bull run. Well, I sure hope so too. Let's see what happens. But I'll tell you what, it's a big turnaround from where a lot of folks said we were going. I mean, I heard people literally saying that we are going to go under $1, and they were all this fear was going out there, and here we are. Boom, just like that. Isn't that something? That will be the big one, the move, and that's Samu Makita. And oh, Roman Densk. Hey, David, I'll get 600 XRP tomorrow. At least that's what he's hoping to do. Hey, I understand, man. We had liquidity too. I mean, we could only buy it when the cash came in, when we were getting it, that's for sure. But it did change our lives, guys. And that's something I love to be able to, see you guys experience. And that's why we share what we share. Because Judy and I genuinely want to bring as many people across that finish line as we possibly can with us. Guys, we're not taking sponsors, but offered thousands and thousands of dollars for sponsors. Don't want any sponsors. It's not because sponsors are necessarily bad or anything like that. It's just for us, we want to be able to come out there and not be afraid of, hey, if we say this or say that. We want to have that freedom to say what we want. Now, I'll tell you something I do want to address is the whole Caleb and Brown deal for Canadians. I know that this is a big deal for you guys, but there are alternatives. There are alternatives. There's great exchanges up there in Canada. Now, the deal is this. When you're seeing, and this is a symptomatic of this whole space, here you are, you're watching all of these, countries around the world. Are they making it easy or harder for folks to enter into this digital asset space? Well, most of them are making it way harder. In Canada, they had limited in certain areas folks to 30,000. Now, it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. $30,000 of investment into alternative coins. And on top of that, they've made it so difficult for a lot of these broker dealers like Caleb and Brown to actually operate. The cost is just ridiculous. Now, the thing is this, Caleb and Brown have been in Canada since, we got into this space. And the deal is they don't have an office there. All of their brokers are in Australia and all that. So it's not because they can't afford to operate there. Sure, they could. The deal is all of this stuff that is going on with the banking industry and how difficult they're making it for them to do business. So they just finally said, look, we can't take it anymore. I mean, you got FinTrack, you got all this stuff going on to make it almost impossible. And guys, it's because the powers that be are hurting the citizens out there. Do you really not think that they don't know where this space is going? Sure, they know, guys. They're just going to make it as difficult as absolutely possible so that people will just give up. That's at least what I believe. Now, wow, is that a user? I'm just going to say patient because I can't get the hello from Germany. Well, we love people. We were in, Chocolate Tobler and I were in a Discord, like I said, really early on. There was a guy in there from Germany. And, and this guy, by the way, he started out there and he was actually borrowing from money from folks because he was struggling along. The guy became an absolute millionaire. Thing is this, he rode it all the way up, guys, and he rode the whole thing all the way back down. I kid you not. And Chocolate Tobler will know who I'm talking about and got into all these different meme coins and all this kind of stuff. 10,000 XRP enough? Well, hey, that's all depends on your risk tolerance, Roman. All depends on your risk tolerance. Diana Yates. I'm sorry, some of these are going by, and I'm trying to get a hold of every. John Holmes, Austin Ward. John writes, congratulations, you're down in Texas. Saw some info yesterday that Goldman Sachs is moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and there is a new stock market coming to the United States, a national stock market, and it's going to be the Texas Stock Exchange, not New York Stock Exchange, but Texas Stock Exchange. I've oftentimes wondered, is this just duplication for the safety aspects in case New York ever got taken out? That's something that's gone through my mind. Someone broke Kraken. Wow, I guess we'll have to read up on that. I don't know much about that. Let's just take a look here. Hold on. Bro, Alex Cypher, could you share what it was like at the last XRP Vegas meeting, what Brad Garlinghouse is, oh, yes, absolutely. Judy and I were there we've been to every XRP Vegas, and I'll tell you what it was like. It was like a family reunion. It was not even like, any kind of convention that I've ever been to. And boy, have I ever been to my share, both, church and business and all that kind of stuff. No, it was like a family reunion. And Brad Garlinghouse, not only Brad, but David Schwartz, they made themselves available to people. In fact, I've got a hat, my first XRP hat. Brad Garlinghouse signed it and David Schwartz signed it, and I've got that protected behind some plexiglass. You can better believe it. But very likable and very open people. Now, you're talking about Brad Garlinghouse, I think his net worth is something like $10 billion, but probably one of the most down-to-earth people that I have ever had the privilege to meet. And David Schwartz, the guy is absolutely brilliant. You know what? They're walking about just like everybody else was around all the people and mixing it up and allowing people to have some access to them. And guys, I'll tell you what, that's humility. That is just absolutely amazing in my estimation, because these guys could have just all been shuttled in and shuttled out, all VIP'd and all that they do, but they didn't do that, guys. They really were just genuine. And so to answer, it was absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I was there. And by the way, give a big shout out to my friend Zach, who met me down there. And he had an extra ticket to the Digital Chamber of Commerce banquet. And it was there that I personally met Brad Garlinghouse. And when you meet somebody that you're really like, you just can't wait to meet them and stuff. So I meet Brad Garlinghouse, right? And I was dumbfounded. I didn't even have tongue-tied, didn't know what to say. So I'm shaking his hand. And I lean over into his ear and I said, you know what? I can't believe I'm shaking your hand. Yeah, that's what I said. Because, I was starstruck in a way. Because, these guys are like, people that we look up to and admire. And it was such a great opportunity. And he was such a gracious guy. So I'd have to say that. All right. Andrew Ross, congratulations. Sugar on Sunday. We love that. Now, when we were first starting that out, I was thinking, my goodness, I could lose some subscribers. The moment that thought entered my mind, I thought, now I know for sure I've got to do it. And by the way, Sugar on Sunday, that was Judy's idea that we do that. And boy, do I ever love her for being able to speak into that. A lot of that we do in the channel, Judy came up with a lot of the ideas. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to try Archimedes. Acevedo. I'm sorry, I'm not great at pronouncing all these names. Thank you for all you do, David, and my regards to Judy. Keep well and keep safe. And man, I really appreciate you that you're here. And even though I probably butchered your name, you know what? You have some real value in this community like everybody else. Don J says, congrats. Donkey Kong, congrats. We got Salem Alfalasi. Do you think a crash will occur before XRP takes off? Well, it already took off, didn't it? It took off and we're going back. But I do think that, there will be opportunities. Roman, I did have a Discord server, but you know what happened? Other folks just hijacked it. And it turned out to be really, I created one for the community and I couldn't be in there. I had moderators in there and stuff like that. But you know what ended up happening? Just some people just kind of took it over and, it was all negativity and stuff like that. And then you get people posting images of things that you don't want to talk about. And it's just, sometimes they can go south real quick. And so I ended up dropping it. E-Chronic, congrats. Let's take a look here. Hi, Dave. Been watching you for 2 years. Love the content. Ryan writes again. Tasha Thorne, I appreciate your daily updates. Thanks, Coach. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. If it wasn't for you, there would be no Digital Outlook. That's a fact, Jack. Now, Alan Sathia, congrats, David. And Judy. And then Car Home, congrats, Dave and Jude. Thank you guys both, and it's congrats the whole community. Let me just see. I don't want to miss any. And these kind of Vincent Guerrero snagged XRP at $1.74 last night. Love the pump. Oh, you had better, but boy, you did well. You did well. Austin, I love her too. He says, we love Judy. Shane Sullivan says, nice. TC. Now, if this is the TC that I know, the TC, then man alive, am I glad to see you. And if you're, the TC from Southern Ontario, that Chocolate Tobler and I all know, guy, it has been a while. It has been a while. Yeah, and I appreciate you too. Wade T. Hey David, sorry I'm late. Yeah, you're never late. You're always on time. Many are the plans of a man's heart, is the Lord's purpose that prevails. You are always on time. All right, Shane Sullivan. Yeah, appreciating you guys. Trying to get through some of these. Matthew Tenney. You, sir, are an American hero, XRP forever. Well, I appreciate that, Matthew. I literally became a United States citizen just in the last little bit. So really, and so I hold on to my Canadian, and I'm a U.S. citizen too. Brandon, love from Toronto. Love your content. Never miss a day of your videos. XRP. Hey, Brandon, thank you so much. Scylla Zadran. Gosh, I got shocked when I saw him. You got shocked when it went up. How shocking was it when it went down? How about that? 2 nights ago, I'm free says 2 nights ago snagged it at $1.65. Let me just take a look. And I'll answer this question. Matthew's asking, where do you see the top of XRP? I'm going to touch base on that. I'm just trying to get through. I want to acknowledge as many people as I can. These thanks and appreciation, guys, I'm trying to actually get out there and just acknowledge, if you're in here with me and you're watching this thing with me and your name pops up, I want to give you a shout out. That's why I'm trying to get through these names, guys. I love you all. Phil Murphy, well done, David, 50K, which happens to be the amount of XRP in each of my 3 cold wallets. Well, that's fantastic, man, but don't be telling people how much XRP you hold. That might not be a good idea, because one day it's going to be worth a chunk, and they'll be like, hey, I know where Phil lives. Who knows? Anyway, custom hardwood floors, awesome, awesome, awesome. Can't wait for our coaching session next week. It is going to be phenomenal, and yes, I got you down there. That is for sure. Okay, and Roman saying, I just hope we aren't too late for the party. You mentioned XRP already took off. Well, I think it's got a long way to go. Richard Jones, do people believe this is the 4th wave to see the final 5th? I'm not sure about, that kind of stuff. And, technical analysis, I'm not a TA guy, but I do think there's some evidence there. Okay, Joshua, thanks for your help. Enar, Michael, congrats. Coin Silo, thanks again, David. Cracking chat, all the was from Scotland, all the way from Scotland, I think. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. Okay. All right, TC saying he's a different one, but hey, man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Congrats, David. Thank for the sanity, Joe and Sturber. Okay, awesome, guys. Oh, and Bud Bardsley, glad I didn't sell. I'm glad you didn't too. And okay, so now let's try and get some questions in here. You guys throw them at me. We got a little bit, we can go here and I will share my thoughts on those questions. So funny thing was, I was watching your content, Cecilia, saying where you're having your hot coffee and enjoying it. And here when I was like, when? Yeah, I did a when mood one. Okay. Let's see here. Ajax alarm installer, congrats from Vinny in the UK. I bought the dip right at the bottom. Boom! You did great, man. Yesterday and already in profit on my second bag. Fantastic. XRP just spiked 40 cents. I know, it's phenomenal. Share your video with wife and kids, trying to keep them informed and encouraged to invest in it. And that's Mr. C. Webster. Big Mike says, hi, hey man, glad you're here. Okay, only ask because I've been watching you since 11K and will not sell but hold it. Okay, yeah, we'll answer that question. So where do I think the top is? Well, I've seen a lot of numbers been thrown out there. Now, the way I kind of look at it is, in a real utility situation, it's going to be very difficult to say because sentiment drives the space big. That's for sure. All the, the movement we've seen from Trump till now has all been based on sentiment, hasn't it? A lot of it. So I think with utility, I mean, you probably got to like 10x that, because with real utility and adoption, I think it could really take off. Now, for me, I'm thinking, okay, maybe now I don't know if it's this cycle because I don't really subscribe to the 4-year cycle theory, because when it happened in our bull run that we were part of there, the top hit was April. Well, most guys were calling for December, right, of 2021. but it wasn't. It was April. And so, you know, when I think about it, I think, okay, well, when could this hit? Well, maybe we could see 3, possibly 4 digits down the road somewhere. The thing is this, we just don't know. But do I think it's going to be significantly more than it is right now? Absolutely, I do. I think these are like the days of Amazon or the days of Microsoft or the days of Google when they first came out. Most people didn't really know a whole lot about them. Most people didn't know about the technology behind them. Most people weren't really paying attention, and it became a life-changing event for the people that did. And that's what I see this space as well. Okay, do you think that this could be the last bull run for XRP? And then yeah, you know what? That is a fantastic, fantastic question, Richard. I think that yes, this could very well be the last opportunity people will be able to see these 10, 20, 50, 100x moves. I do. Why do I believe that? Regulatory clarity, guys. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see the stablecoin legislation. You're going to get regulatory clarity over this space. What happens when that happens and all that institutional adoption takes place? Well, what happens is the risk comes down, doesn't it? Well, what comes down with risk, right? Return on investment, oftentimes reward. Because, hey, there's not as much risk. So, of course, that reward is diminished. Now, for you and I that bought it at these prices, hey, what do you think is going to be in the mind of the guys? And I've thrown this out lots of times that are buying it at $50 or $100. Well, they're going to be thinking, hey, if you bought it at 50, I hope it goes to 100. The guy buys it at 100 thinking, oh, I hope it goes to 200. They want to get at least 100% on their return. Maybe not even that much. Maybe they're only thinking 30 or 50%. You and I have bought some of these assets for those that got in when we were getting in, pennies. And other folks are getting in now at $2. Well, XRP at $20, that's 1,000% return and beyond that. So that's kind of how I think, and so I do think that this could very well be the last opportunity that any of us see to see these massive, massive returns because of that right there. The risk is going to be coming off the table. I don't predict anything by July 14th, One thing I do this is what I say. Alexander's asking, what do you predict by July 14th? Well, I predict this. Should Jesus tarry, the world will be here. And if he isn't, well, then I'll be with him. That's what I predict. See, I don't know what the future holds, but boy, I'll tell you what, I know who holds the future. And that's where my hope is right there. So I'll throw that out there because nobody knows what tomorrow, you don't even know what tomorrow holds. Now, for most of us, this is get this analogy. For most of us, we're holding on for something. We're believing for something. A lot of people don't even realize that, they go to sleep at night and they go to sleep perfectly fine, thinking, yeah, I'm going to wake up in the morning. Do you know one day you might go to sleep and not wake up? Have you ever thought of that? Now, why is it that we go to sleep with such confidence that we're going to wake up? Because when we're asleep, hey, we have zero control, don't we? I mean, we don't have control of our awareness of what's around us or any of that. We're asleep. We have no control. It's because we've actually done it so many times that we've got used to expecting that, you see? So why is it that when we, do anything else or venture out to other space that we actually approach with all this trepidation and fear? It's because we've just never had the experience. Guys, as you get more experience, as you get more exposure, as you get more used to the things you see in this space, guess what? You get less fearful. You do. You get less fearful. Why? Because you've been down that road. You know what it feels like when you get there. You're not all panicked and shaken out. Why? Because you know what you hold. You see? And that's how I kind of think of those things. All right. Emotions detached. Absolutely. Well, it's not that you don't have feelings. You've just learned to discipline yourself not to make decisions based on those feelings. That's what that comes down. Andrew Gaffney. Hi, David. I'm from the UK and investing in XRP. And I've got my grandkids on Nano X and a birthday and a Christmas. I load them up. Wow, that's amazing. I'll tell you what, Andrew, those grandchildren are going to bless your name into perpetuity. I believe that right there. Okay. All right, let me just see here. Bull runs are over for ISO coins. Speculation will be replaced by, yeah, well, I don't know. I think there will be bull runs, but will they be as significant as these ones? Because for every bull market, there's been a bear market. For every bear market, hey, there's a bull market. It's just how strong are they? right? Because if you look at traditional markets, you see 20, 30%. Are you ever doing good, right? In a traditional market, that would be a bull run. Well, in this space, that's not a bull run. A bull run's like 500 to 1,000+%, right? Or something like that. Well, the thing is this, when this space levels out, yeah, you may not see those 500 to 1,000, but could you see the 10 to 15, 30, 40% bull runs? Perhaps you will. Okay, so let's just take a look. The audio keeps getting lower. Well, then it's not, I'm talking just about as loud. Cinnabug says, I almost gave up and sold them. Boom, the nicest surprise. Will never sell now. Well, there you go. You learned a lot. David, Vinny, and do you think regulations will end a lot of the meme coin rug pulls? Yes, I do. I do. In fact, there's about 30 some thousand of these various assets in this space. Guys, when all this dust settles, do you honestly believe that that many are going to survive? I don't. I think it could be less than 100, maybe 90, 70 or something like that. And of course, the ones that are really going to have impact, it's kind of like realtors, right? In a real estate market, a lot of times in major centers, you know, you got 5% of the realtors doing 95% of all the business, and then all the other, 95%, are trying to work off the 5%. I really do believe that you're going to see some major players are going to get the lion's share. And even of the ones that do survive and remain, it's not going to be evenly divided. That's for sure. Okay. All right. All right. That is the entire. Okay. Okay. Tomato Pete says, congratulations. Thank you so much, Steve. It was rough. Hope it's over. Well, Steve, actually, a lot of people don't hope it's over. Why? Because back at those prices, they were able to accumulate so much so that when it does take off, it becomes significant. Yeah, that's right, and never sell a loss, Roger. Speculation, bull running utility. I think we are actually swinging to, yeah, so yeah, I agree, Roger. I think you're right. I think we're getting more and more towards a utility bull run. Yeah. And by the way, the first one will be so astronomical, in my personal opinion, that it's going to represent such a massive wealth transfer. People will be gobsmacked. I absolutely believe that, 100%. Um, oh, hold on. I got something there. So it says, what are your thoughts on Cardano? I love Cardano. Hold a good sized position in it. Wade, XRP is 29 cents when I got on board in August of, I know, Wade, wasn't that amazing? We got in 2021 and the lowest we ever paid was somewhere around 10, 15 cents. It was really wild. Yep, yep, that is great advice. Having prior experience as an insurance underwriter, as soon as I saw that ISO number working under, yep, absolutely true. It's being exposed. Yep. Utility can. Utility can. Utility has power to overcome sentiment, guys. Why? Because it's being used. It does not matter. The market has its supply and demand. And if there's a utility and that utility starts to gobble up supply, well, guess what? The demand stays high, regardless what sentiment is. Do I think that there will be a big change by 2030? Yeah, if the world makes it, yes, there will. I think you won't even recognize the way this world is right now by 2030. How about that? Okay. Oh, let me just shut that off. I'm getting a little blings here because I got somebody coming to the door here pretty quick. Guys, I want to just say this, because the point of this whole deal, and I love that we're able to get out there, is I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say how much I appreciate you, how much this community has meant to Judy and I, how you've helped us to get to this level where we're at right now. And so, guys, I got some stuff going on. I'm going to have to take off, but I want to tell you, thank you. And I really do love you guys. You made it so, you've just blessed us, blessed us, blessed us. And I'll tell you what, we are going to have another video coming out later tonight. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, guys. Lots to celebrate, but we did it together. So I'll tell you what, guys, until then, have a fabulous one and take care.